got a chance to see the new horror comedy starring Justin Long, Coyotes. Let's talk about it right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I'm your host, Frank Zanko, an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yeah, just went to the movies. Everybody was talking about the Smashing Machine and how good the acting was, but how poor the movie was overall. I'm only a average fan of The Rock anyway, but I'm a big fan of Emily Blunt, so I was just going to go see it for her. But I heard her part's not even that big. So I'm like, screw it. I'll just support some independents instead. So I went to look like, because I saw that, I didn't even know that Justin Long and Kate Bosworth were married in real life. I mean, did you guys know that? I never knew that. What an odd match. I mean, she's gorgeous, and he's very average. But hey, if it works, it works. So anyway, I saw them doing an interview, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'll look it up. And I looked up on AMC, and it says the opening weekend, okay? It's playing one time each day at like 10 o'clock at night. So it's like, this thing is doomed to fail. There's no way that this thing can make any money in the theater. So it was literally me and one guy that was behind me, and he walked out. I guess he wasn't having a good time. I was fine with it because I was laughing continuously through this thing. But maybe it's just my weird sense of humor. I don't know. But anyway, so it's Kate. They executive produced it. Kate Bosworth and Justin Long. And again, it is a horror comedy. So it has to walk this line where the horror still, you take the horror seriously, but you take the rest of the movie not so seriously. Like, people do die. So it's not like there's no stakes, because there definitely is stakes. But I also found very interesting was that this is supposed to take place in the Hollywood Hills. So the storyline is that you have Justin Long and Kate Bosworth and their daughter Chloe, who is also in real life 15. I mean, she looks a lot older than that. I thought she was in her 20s when I saw the movie, but I looked it up and she's only 15. But anyway, he's a comic book artist, okay? And I'm not sure how he got that house with being a comic book artist, but maybe he's got some stuff that turned into film. But anyway, so the story is that the Hollywood Hills are on fire, or it is about during the fires, and that the Coyotes have been pushed because of those fires towards the residential areas. Now, I've seen coyotes on the road. They just literally walk around sometimes. And on top of that, whenever I was shooting my Western, when you're in the middle of the desert, you can hear them baying like continuously, and sometimes we have to say hold for coyote because they ruin the sound. Because I mean, it's a cool thing, but what if we don't use that take, and then it doesn't fit? There's no continuity, so we have to hold for a coyote, and we if we need it in there, we'll put it in post. And the post company, this is the first time I've ever seen a post house have a logo at the end. I've never seen that before, which means they probably did this at a discount and got some back end points or something like that. That's the only reason that they would do that. But it has a very, very limited cast, and I was very, very surprised because I actually thought they shot it in Hollywood. I mean, of course, it was a B unit, and they probably have some B-roll that they bought or purchased or whatever from Hollywood. But it was shot in Colombia. Wow. So, I don't know if they built these houses in Colombia just so that they can destroy them. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but There was obviously a lot of CG here. And the funny part is that there is dogs, like real dogs, and other animals in here. And I think that at least one of the coyotes, or maybe two of them, were real, and the rest is like whenever they needed the growl or needed to be that they had CGI, and I can tell it was CGI. It's not like it was a secret, and it took me out of it a little bit when it wasn't real and you could tell. But again, this was not a movie that you could take seriously in any way, shape, or form. But anyway, so there is no. I didn't see a thing at the end with the animal Humane Society. I didn't see anything in there with the Humane Society. So I guess Columbia doesn't require it. But I probably Justin Long and Kate Bosworth are part of the PGA because I did see a PGA logo on there, of which I barely ever see a PGA logo. And I'm really sure that the only reason the SAG's involved is because they want their pension and health paid. That's the only thing I can think of. There's no reason to have SAG in Colombia. So, back to the film. So I think the premise is good. The premise is good. I buy that, especially having lived in LA and knowing that the Coyotes were all over the place. This is directed by Colin Minahan. I've never seen anything else he's done. He is a music video director for the most part. And to his credit, the film does have a lot of personality to it. Like, since he's a comic book artist, every time you were introduced to a character, they would turn into a comic book piece. And I really liked that. I thought that was a neat little thing to kind of give the film a different look and feel, kind of give it its own personality that is different than other horror movies. Anyway, before we continue, remember too, give me a like, give me a subscribe if you can, give me that thumbs up, and ring that bell, ding ding. Share this video out there. Also remember too that I am a writer myself, so if you'd like to check out some stuff that I've written, you can just go to Amazon, just type my name in, Frank Zenko, or there's a link in the description below. You'll see my 4-novel quadrilogy sci-fi epic called Destiny Aurora. It was made into a board game, an RPG, a graphic novel. It's on Audible. All my books are on Kindle as well, but if you like Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Trek, Star Wars, it's got a little bit of everything in it. And also my YA fantasy novel, Tales of Ravenor the Iron Witch. I got dragons, I got magic in there, so if you like Lord of the Rings, House of the Dragon, all that stuff, Game of Thrones, you're going to like that. And then, of course, my new comic called Fairy Tales of Terror was just successfully funded on Kickstarter. It was very successful, and we were 400% financed. And on top of that, I will be doing a late pledge, where we have Tiger Lily in there, we have Psycho Cinderella, we have Killer Captain Hook. They're running around New York City with a nefarious plan. Tiger Lily's got to stop them. Anyway, it's lots of fun. The artwork is great. I didn't do the artwork, so I can say that. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a late pledge, so as soon as I know anything more about that, I will put that up. All right, so let's jump back into the movie. So yeah, I said, okay, I'm going to go see this movie. It was only playing at 10 o'clock, and again, I'm the only one in the theater by the end. And I don't know if it just wasn't his kind of movie or whatever, but I thought it had a lot of personality. I thought the director, even though he was not a horror director, was able to do a lot of nice shots. I thought the DP was really good. It had some really nice lighting, and the fact that they are husband and wife in real life gave them a lot of chemistry that most on-screen couples were not going to have. So she makes fun of him and stuff like that, and he is kind of a dweeb. Which you can very well see in Justin Long. And at the end, so their house is on fire. And he's like, everything I need is in this van, meaning his daughter and his wife. And he's like, oh, but my first appearance of Thor. No, no, no. All I need is what's in this van. Well, it's in a lockbox. Maybe it'll be okay. And she's like, honey, honey. But it does blow off certain things as well. Like he gets a nice chunk taken out of his shoulder, but he didn't have any problem moving it the entire rest of the movie. So again, you can't take it. You have to leave your brain at the door. I'm just telling you, if you want to enjoy the movie, just leave your brain at the door. You can't take it seriously. You can't even take the continuity seriously. You know. Like there's a scene where the guy's got nothing. He's was eaten out completely. You can see his ribs. And that was it. He had nothing beyond the ribs, and he turns and says, "Help me." And he calls Scott, which is Justin Long's character, the wrong name. So I mean, it's just a spoof. It really is just a spoof. But when the danger's there, you feel it. Also, one of the main characters in here is Brittany Allen. She didn't really look familiar to me, but she's a singer-songwriter as well. She did all the music. I'm gonna go see if she has any music videos that I can see, but she's been acting for a very, very, very long time, and so she was in The Boys. She played a character in The Boys, I think like 9 episodes or three episodes, and she's in the original Sin Dexter for 9 episodes. She was in the Taken TV show. She was in Jigsaw. She's done a pile of stuff. She's been acting, God, since 2000. She's been acting for 25 years. So yeah, so she was decent in it. She played a prostitute, because the next door neighbor needed some spankings. And then Catherine McNamara is almost like Samara Weaving in the, I guess it was the last Scream movie, where she was in just the beginning scene and that's it. I did get to meet her very quickly during COVID because there was nothing, you couldn't shoot anything during the beginnings of COVID before they opened it up. And I was driving Uber Eats, and I delivered to her on Hollywood Boulevard. So I got to say hello to her very quickly. I got to talk to O'Shea. What's his last? Ice Cube's son. For a while, I delivered alcohol to him. So his house was a compound. Oh my God! But anyway, I got to meet a lot of celebrities doing that. So it was pretty fun. But overall, so there's a lot of blood. That's the thing about the director here. He really hasn't done any horror, yet he was able to do the gore pretty well, I thought. And of course, I know you had to put the CGI wolves in there. It wouldn't have worked otherwise. There was no way they could get the wolves to do what they needed and having them growl and stuff like that. The coyotes, I mean. And but they looked pretty menacing when they needed to be. And again, some of them were real and some of them weren't. So it just depends. They had them mixed together. Or when a coyote needed to do something that they couldn't be done, then they swapped them out. But anyway, very interesting. But it was a very contained film as well. It only has like half a dozen actors all in. That's it. So they flew like 6 actors out. One of the guys was a complete day player. The exterminator, probably 2 days maybe. So everybody in there besides Brittany Allen, Justin Long, Kate Bosworth, and Mila Harris, who played Chloe, the daughter, everybody else was day player. So, even Tripp, who was the next door neighbor, probably 2, maybe 3 days. That's it. But they had a lot of fire effects in here. That's what I'm saying. The DP did a good job of using the flames to light stuff and stuff like that. And their effects guy. Now, they had a very, very large crew. And I don't know how many people they flew out, but it's I don't know. Again, I'd like to find out what the budget was, because there's no way, if this thing's over 10 million, there's no way they're making their money back. No way. Not with this very limited theatrical release of having one show at 10 o'clock every night. There's no way. And very, very limited, if no marketing whatsoever, right? Because I didn't even know about it unless I saw the little interview online. Crazy. And there's also a Western out this week. And I'm probably going to go with Guy Pearce. I'm a big fan of Guy Pearce. But if I wasn't scrolling through AMC, I wouldn't even know that thing existed either. And maybe I'll go see the other one during the beginning of the week. I was a donor into Shelby Oaks. So I'm going to go the Chris Stuckman film that's picked up by Neon. Because originally he did that through Kickstarter. He raised like $1.5 million through Kickstarter. And so I'm going on to a screening for that. It was like a private screening for just donors on Wednesday. So I'll go see that. And maybe I'll skip the Smashing Machine completely. But anyway, this was a movie that I was good with. I know that it's not like on IMDb it's a 6. Which is still above average. But it was exactly what I was in the mood for. It was late. I didn't really want a deep movie. Just give me something that I can immerse myself in and laugh. And I did laugh. You will laugh during this film, no doubt. And I'm going to give it probably a 6.5. 7 is pushing it, right? Because it's not meant to be a big film. It's just not meant to be a big film. It's more something that, it's good for Halloween. I'll tell you that. It's good for Halloween. I heard the dog movie too, Good Boy, was good also. So hopefully I won't stick around for Halloween, not doing one movie a night. So it might be something on streaming that comes really back to streaming quickly. But if you'd like to see it on the big screen, if it's playing near you, then go ahead and see it. It's a good time, but you'll forget. It's not memorable at all. All right, well, that's it from me. Remember, give me a like, give me a thumbs up if you can, subscribe. Share this video out there, and if you saw it or if you even heard about it, let me know. And I will see you in the next one. Have an awesome week. All right.